Hello and welcome back to the Flower Gold Wizard channel. I'm Jason.
I'm Ryan.
Let's try it again. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Flower Gold Wizard channel. I'm Jason.
I'm Ryan.
And we're back in western Wisconsin. We're going to do a little gold prospecting. As you can see, it's a little chilly. I think I had 18 degrees pulling in here today. But there is a little bit of water and I think we should do quite well. We were planning on panning anyway. I did bring my little baby sluice just in case it warmed up enough that we could set it up. But it's not looking good for that. So we're going to get to work and we'll find some gold to show on the camera. Back in a bit. All right, by a little bit of water, I mean that under all these leaves here, there is some water. Now I got a picker in this exact location right here. Right down, I moved that big boulder right there out of that hole. And I scraped off quite a bit of clay in this area here, or the gravel sitting on top of the clay. And there's my tailings pile. And we did really, really well here. As you can see, underneath the water and the leaves here, there is some material to be worked. It's going to be quite a bit of clay. I worked this area over pretty good, so you're not going to find a whole lot of gravels. There may be some gold stuck in that stuff yet, but I'm going to scratch around here and look for a little bit more gravel sitting on top of the clay. And last we were here, there wasn't nearly this much water, so I think we'll have access to a little bit more material than we did last time. And there is a nice big deep puddle right up here. And all this stuff here, we did poke around in here a couple times back we were here. And there's decent gold up in all that. So I might just try right around where those big cobbles are on that inside bend right there. And see what we can find up in there. Let me get a little area to work and we'll pick it up then. Back in a bit. Video update number 1. I think we're going to do a little testing. As I always say, test, test, test. And here's my first test location. Now Ryan's kind of down there working where we started out here. I got that picker out of there a time or two ago, and he's already panning. There's decent gold all the way up and around there, but I'm going to try and focus on some of this up in here and on this inside bend where these larger cobbles are. Now I did pry one of these rocks up. They are kind of frozen in there, but underneath you can see that it's still thawed out. And there's a good amount of gravel sitting right on top of this clay right here. You see that? Here's the gravel side. There's a little bit more sand in this scoop right here than gravel, but you get the picture. So I'm going to move a few of these rocks right here. There's a nice chunk of quartz right there. Look at that. Chris Lilly. Yeah. So I'm going to move a few of these rocks right here like such. Get that out of here. And work some of these gravels that are accumulating up on top of there. All right, back in a bit. Clear some of the snow off of here. And I can see what I'm doing a little bit. Loosen up some of these rocks and we'll give them a pitch. And underneath there is a lot of smaller cobbles like these here and plenty of gravel. So we're gonna go ahead and move a few more of these larger rocks right here. See if we can find something. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a nice shovel full of gravels right there. Throw them right in my Garrett Super Sluice. Grab another one from right off the top. That's beautiful, beautiful stuff right there. And the gravel just got a little bit deeper right here than it was 8 inches away. So I think maybe the deposit is lightening the load a little bit right here where it widens out. And I expect it up in that area where the creek is narrower to be a little thinner layer of gravel sitting on top of the clay because of the force of the water. So let me take this, pan it out, see if we get any gold. Back in a bit. All right, I got that pan right here. We'll just bust up a little bit of this ice right here. Okay, get that out of here. And we'll see if there's any gold in this stuff. Break up a little bit of that clay. Stuck to all these rocks. Yeah, there's even some moss in that stuff there. Look at that. We'll get that all scraped off. Get panning. Yeah, there's some nice big chunks of clay like that one there with gravel stuck to them and mixed in with them. Beautiful, beautiful. So we'll mash that all up decent. Get the rocks out of there. Yeah. All right, now I'm not going to mash that clay all the way down. I'm just trying to get the gravels to let loose from it a little bit. And I'll just yank them off of there like such. Just like that. Get those bigger rocks out of there. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, it's looking good. That's really nice looking gravel. It's not just a big pile of sand. All right, I got that pretty close. Let's pull it back, take a little look. All right, Ryan just come up with a nice pan here. Let me come around here. Look at that, it's freezing in the pan. Yeah. But he definitely got some nice pieces of gold in there. Let me get my finger. Look at that one right there. There's all kinds of pieces in there. That is a really, really good pan. He's right in that spot where we were last time.
Oh, tree.
Yep, right over by that tree. That's very cool. I didn't get the pan mine out yet. We'll do that right now. Back in a bit. All right, Ryan's over there snuffing up his big pile of gold from his first pan over there. Let's take a look at my gold from my little test hole right there. Nothing. Not even one little tiny dot. So it's just going to be a matter of moving up, down, left, or right. But we're going to find it. Or we're going over there. Back in a bit. The boys found my jacket. That's right, he's hanging out. Test number 2. I just switched right over to the outside bank right here. And I scraped off the leaves and scraped off the top layer of gravels, and there wasn't much. There was only about maybe a half or an inch or so of loose gravel on top of clay. And there was no gold again. So I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on this side where there were some gravels, and there was hardly any gravel on top of the clay that way. So I'm going to shift my testing over towards the inside bend just a little bit more. Hopefully there's a little bit more gravels located in there. And if not, then I'm going to go downstream just a little bit more, because this is a pretty long inside bend right here. And it goes around that way. And I might try on the downside of it right over there. And then maybe just a little bit on that outside bank where it's kind of going in a straight line, just like this, crashing into that bank. Back in a bit. All right, sample number 3. So we started there, moved over to there, and we didn't get gold in either of those 2 pans. All right, now approximately 2 feet away, maybe 3 feet tops, I snugged up to the bank a little bit more. That's the edge of the creek right there, you can see. And there's quite a bit more gravel in this hole right here. Let me pull some of that out of there. There's a lot of gravel in there, down sitting on top of the clay. And here's what we got in that one. Ooh, it's freezing up quick. I just set that down. There are probably roughly 15 pieces in there, so kind of scattered all about in there. You see all of them? Now they're really, really small. I'm kind of hoping to get some bigger ones, and I'm sure we will by the end of the day today. It's just a matter of finding it. So I think what I'm going to do to speed this process up is I'm going to classify before I pan. I brought my homemade classifier here. I'll fill my pail up, and we'll do some classifying, because it's just a little bit quicker of a system doing it like that. Back in a bit. On a side note, when you're out here and it's absolutely freezing, leave your pan under the water when you're not using it. It won't ice up solid, and then you can use it. All right, now I didn't fill that whole pail up with classified material. I just did enough that I could get one good heaping pan of classified material. So I'm gonna go ahead and pan that down. That'll give me a really good representation of what's in that spot I picked right there. Let's see what's in it. All right, before I show you what I got in my pan on my third spot there, I wanna show you something else. Look at this guy. He's over here laying on one jacket, wrapped up with the other one. He's having a good time, that's for sure. He's comfortable. But I'll show you the gold. It's not so good. There are a few pieces in here. Let's see if I can get that to show up a little bit. Sure, there's a few pieces, and they're pretty darn small, like that there. And I did do a heap and pan of classified material, and I really feel that we should have been doing quite a bit better, even moving up on the bank there. So I think what's going on here is the creek is so narrow right here that the pressure of the water in high flood is just chewing right through here like a chute. All right, the banks are kind of chewed out in a straight line right here, and all that water is just going right through here, and it's splashing down and around in here. That's why there's way more gravel sitting on top of the clay from there that way than there is up here. I mean, there's only a couple of inches, and I think I maybe found up to 4 inches tops up in these areas down in here. As you can see, there's just like right here. There's a little bit up on top of this clay, and then it's just right into this solid, thick clay. And I think I need to be in an area where there's a little bit more gravel deposits, because that's where the gold's going to be. So I'm going to shift my efforts down around the corner in there, see if I can work some of this area, because Ryan's still over there getting great gold. And that's what we want to do, is get some great gold. I might have to pick him up in this whole bundle here and carry him. What do you think, Rigby? What a baby. Back in a bit. Video update 4. Ryan's still pulling out good gold over here. Look at that there. Let me get that glare. That's some nice stuff. Nice chunky pieces. Look at that. So I slid over here. He's working right there where I got that one picker, and he's been really getting some nice pieces. And I jumped up just a little bit on the outside bank right in here. I pulled those big rocks out, and I've been shoveling right in there. And look what I got right away. I just did a quick little half of a super sluice pan, concentrated down or classified down. Look what I got. I got a nice big piece too. All kinds of small little dots in there. Look at all them in there. That was one heck of a pan right there. But that piece right there, I can feel it. I can push it around. I do believe Top Cat from over at Patriot Gold Prospecting calls that a poker. So those guys are over there taking a fiver. I'm going to get busy right here, because I'm going to get me another picker today, I hope. Back in a bit. All right, we're really making some headway now. It appears we're starting to get just a little bit of flow here, as you can see. Or we're just draining as we're digging. One way or the other, we're still digging. I'm working in that same spot. I'm kind of spreading out just a little bit. And I do have about another, a third full of classified material, and it is just muck. Look at that stuff down in there. Yuck. But that's what we got to do to get the gold. So I'm going to throw that in my pan there, see if we can get another big piece. Wait a bit. Update 4.5. Still getting some nice gold. Look at those pieces there. You can feel that one. Another poker. Yeah.
Right.
I got a few nice pieces myself. Nothing I can feel this time. Right up in here. Right there. Pretty decent, I'd say. Just a little slow going with all this clay and hardly any water, but I think it might be warming up just enough where we're getting a little bit more flow. I might have to take a walk back to the truck and grab my sluice. That might pan out. We'll see. Let's check in on the boys over here. They've really been grinding. I mean, it's tough. Yep, he's on Squatch Patrol. He's on Troll Patrol. Back in a bit. Update. I'm catching up. Look at that nice honker. Right there. I can feel that one too. Got a couple of nice pieces today. There's a few dots scattered about here and there, and a couple of decent pieces. Yes. We're both still grinding away. Grinding. Them guys too. Let's get some more. Jesus! What was that? The surfing prospector just threw a rock at me. Better watch it, Crouch. I got a pretty good arm myself. Back in a bit. Update. We are crushing it. We are just getting pan after pan. Ryan's doing way better than me working over there, so I've been kind of scratching around on this inside bend here a little bit, and I'm doing quite well too, but just not quite as good as Ryan is over there. But I did do a snuffer dump here. Let's see what we got so far. We got some pretty nice pieces in here. Look at some of these pieces of gold we're getting right now. Very good. And I think, oh, that's some horrible video right there. Come on, Blair, get out of here. But you get the picture. There's some really decent gold in there. As you can see, I'll show you, there is a little bit of flow. That might be enough to run that little baby sluice of mine. So me and the boys are going to take a walk back to the truck, grab it, see if we can't do a little sluicing. All right, we made it back from the truck. Got my little baby sluice set up here. Now I've got high-low V-mat. That's made out of silicone. I've got some Gold Hog mother load mat, and I've got some sawtooth mat from Washington Beach Mining. Now I got the whole darn creek going through this sluice right now, and I don't even know if it's going to be enough. So we'll take some of this goop right here that I've been classifying, and we'll see what happens. I don't see a whole lot of roiling action in there much. I mean, a little bit. I guess time will tell. It really is separating quite slowly up at the top. You can see all that black sand forming up there. And that's what we're looking for to, in this situation right now, is just to get the black sand to separate from all the clay and other muck. Looks like we might be just a little bit late on flow, but I'm going to go up there and I'm going to open up some of the puddles up there and maybe drop a little bit more water down while I'm feeding this stuff and see if I can't get a little bit more flow. Let's do that. Back in a bit. Well, I still don't think we have enough water flow to run my sluice. It is definitely catching black sand. You can see that they're getting quite full of black sand, but it takes forever. And I could have already panned this whole bucket out in the time it took me to run 10 scoops through here, but I am seeing some gold. There's a piece right there. Nice little wiry piece. So I'm sure there's gold in here, but I don't know if I want to stay here all day to run 2 pails, for the amount of gold we're getting. But it's still fun to, use all your equipment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan the rest of this one out here. And I've got another spot, I don't know, about 12, 15 miles from here that I've been wanting to sink another shovel in. I tested it one time and I definitely saw gold in the pan, but I was on the the tail end of a trip and I didn't get to spend any amount of time there. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pan that out, let that clean out just a little bit. Ryan's getting ready to boot scoot out of here. He's got other things to do. He did get some really good gold today. Thanks for coming down, Ryan, and meeting me.
Thank you, Jason.
And we will do it again. The tail end of this video is going to contain the winner of the can, so don't so don't quit watching now. So until the next time, we'll see you later, Ryan. Thanks for coming.
See you guys. Thank you.
Back in a bit. All right, that thing's still cleaning out, and it's still taking forever. I can see some gold in there, and we really had a nice pocket going right here. There's some fantastic gold in there for sure. Now I've just about got that pail panned down. There's about an 1/8 of a pail left in there, and that's usually the good stuff is on the bottom. So I'm excited because I did 2 pans out of there so far. Here's my first pan. Let's see, where's that stuff? Where's all that gold at? Right here. Look at this. Look at all the gold in here. It's everywhere. Gold, gold, gold everywhere. Nice big pieces too. Look at some of them pieces in there. That's crazy. And then here's my second one. I just did this one real quickly just because I want to get out of here and go check out that new spot. Look in here. Look at the size of some of these pieces coming out of there, out of that sand. Oh man, that's really good stuff. Ryan found it today. Last I was here, I got that picker over in there, but he jumped over here on this inside bend right here, right up against where the blue clay starts in the bank. And he did really well, and now I'm doing really well because he's gone. Now, I'd like to stay here and play all day long, but I really want to get over to that other spot, and I'll show you some of that blue clay I'm talking about right there. That's the blue clay. The gravel is smashing up against this bank. As you can see, this is the gravel we're working right here, but it's not going that way any further because of that blue clay sidewall. And it's just getting deposited right here on this inside bend. That'd be my guess. So I'm going to snuffer all that stuff up. Actually, I won't even pan all that all the way out. I'll throw it in my little container here, and I'll pan this one down, and then I'll pan out what's in this sluice here, because what we've been panning over there is pretty darn good. And I would imagine there's a few bigger pieces of gold in here too. It's just not, I just don't have the flow. So let me get that done, and we'll take a look at it, and we'll get the heck out of here. Back in a bit. Here's what you call hitting a pocket. Now this is what was left in that bottom of that 5-gallon pail. Now, typically your heaviest stuff's going to wind up down at the bottom of the pail because of all the jostling and this and that. And we've got some really good gold out of those first 2 pans I pulled off the top there. And normally I don't do this out in the field because it's hard to do one-handed, but there's so much gold in this pan I have to try. Now there's so much heavy stuff in. Oh my goodness, look at the gold showing up in there. Before I try to pan this, look at all the gold showing up in here. All that stuff there, all around the edges. It's everywhere in here. It's crazy gold. Look at some of those bigger pieces showing up right here. I don't know if you can see them as good as me, but I can. I can see them plain as day. It's just solid, packed with little bits of chunky looking gold. Let me try to do that real quickly here. Holy moly. I'm gonna get this stuff home where I can do this under some light and make sure I get it all. Look at all that gold. That might be my best pan of bigger pieces I ever got. I mean, it's nice to get a picker, but when you see a pan like this, that is really something. And look at all the really small stuff up top there too. That is crazy. Let me get this stuff in my container also, and we'll pan out that sluice. Back in a bit. And here's the gold I got cleaning out my sluice. I only threw about, I don't know, 10 or so, maybe 12 little scoops in there. Look at the gold showing up. Look at them nice pieces. Yeah, there's all kinds of pieces in there. We did awesome today. I think I'm going to have a change of plans a little bit. I'm going to skip that other spot, and I'm going to quickly concentrate down a bunch of material, not even look at it, because this spot is it's just too good. Too good. I'm going to fill up as much as I can in about an hour or so, just panning it down close to black sand, and we're going to go with that. We're going to get the heck out of here because we're just doing too good. I can't leave it. There's another nice one showing up over there. Man, oh man, did we nail it today. Back in a bit. All right, I'm on my hike out of here. And there's this big old down tree right here. Ooh, that's a big one. So I got to thinking that maybe I'd check for some material down inside of here. And there is some gravels and stuff mixed in with the material that's stuck to the roots of this tree here. And if you dig down into the ground here a little bit, it looks like it all came right off with the clay. So a lot of the gravels and what was stuck up on top of that clay is stuck up in these roots right here. See that? That's all nice little gravels in there. Look at that. I'm gonna fill my pail up. I'm about halfway back or so. I want to see if there's any gold mixed in this stuff. Look at there. There's some nice cobbles mixed in with this here. It's all froze, but I'll get a pail full. Look at that little pocket of gravels up in there. I might have landed on something here. Let me get a pail of that and we'll get that home too. Back in a bit. Look at how red that stuff is too. It's just absolutely mixed with gravels and really, really red material. So I'm just knocking it off of there with my shovel, letting it fall in my pail, and I classify it dry. Just like that. I get as much as I feel like carrying, and we'll get out of here. Back in a bit. Hey, we made it back to the shop. I got the gold all cleaned up in my little pan here. I'll throw my macro lens on there and we'll take a little look at it up close and personal. There she is. There's some nice chunky gold in there. Look at those nice long pieces in there. Pretty odd shape. A little of this, a little of that. Plenty of little micro dots to go along with it. Get that back out in real life here. Now, I'm quite pleased with that. I'll put my finger in there for reference. Those are nice pieces and I can feel a number of them in there. I think we did quite well for a few hours of panning. Tough panning, by the way. Brian, he beat me. I bet you he doubled that. He was on it right off the bat and I was out there testing. But nonetheless, we still had a great time. Back in a bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed our cold weather gold prospecting for the day, but there's one more thing we got to take care of. We're giving the can away right now. Mrs. Wizard's got the computer all fired up in the house, so let's take a walk. Back in a bit. All right, now that I got all that fast clicking done, I've got the URL loaded up into the random comment generator. I have filter duplicate users checked, and our number of unique comments is 1,071. Now I know I said you can leave all the comments you want. That helps build my channel. But you only get one comment apiece. Sorry about that. So we'll scroll down and we'll pick a winner. Let's see what happens. Boing. Nine Finger Mining. Creed from Alaska. He sent me something for the can. Let's see what his comment was. Great job, Jason, in time. I hit 10 subs. You got 1,000. Good job. It has been a great adventure with you and family. Oh, you already have my address, so just go ahead and send me my can. Keep it up. Way to go, Creed. Let me get out to the shop and we'll blast this baby with a bottle of champagne. Back in a bit. Hey, congratulations, Creed at Nine Finger Mining. You sent me a bunch of gold and other goodies, some of which are hanging on my fridge over there. And now you're getting it back. A little irony for you. Thanks to everybody that donated to the can and everybody that joined in the channel just for the fun. What's next in line for the Flower Gold Wizard channel? We have a little something in mind. You just have to hang out and check it out. So until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please do leave a comment. It helps build my channel. And check out my Patreon page in the description box below. Flower Gold Wizards out.